Donald Trump is getting ready to institute a refugee ban. This article is from Reuters. Trump expected to order temporary ban on refugees. So he's expecting to sign, or he's signaled that he's going to sign an executive order that would ban refugees as well as legal immigrants from Syria, Yemen, the Sudan, Somalia, Libya, Iran, and Iraq. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The same seven countries, nation states or countries, whatever you want to, the proper categorization, the same nations that we're bombing, we're getting ready to institute a ban on anyone coming from those nations. So we're contributing to the volatile situation in those nations. We're contributing to the creation of refugees, but we're not going to give them any safe harbor inside of the United States. Not that that would be a consolation prize. Not that the answer is let's continue to bomb them and then welcome them into our arms, right? We should stop the bombing, but at the same time, you have to look at the glaring hypocrisy that we're going to continue bombing the shit out of you and give you nowhere to go. So anyway, he tweeted that that it was a big day was planned for national security, and he's expected to sign the first draft of executive orders at the department. Actually, I believe he already did that today, if I'm not mistaken. So just some context. This is not the first time America has done this, right? This is not going to be something unprecedented. George W. Bush, he instituted a he suspended refugee admissions for about 3 months after 9/11. According to the chief counsel, the former chief counsel at U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services for the Obama administration, they said that, quote, the president has the authority to limit refugee admissions and the issuance of visas to specific countries if the administration determined it was in the public's interest. So from a legal standpoint, it's well within his right to do this. This is where we are. All right, so Trump and Jeff Sessions, his nominee for Attorney General, they have since said that they would focus on the restrictions on countries whose migrants could pose a threat, rather than a ban on those who pose those of a specific religion. But the sum total of it is still a focus on religion. Trump is likely to tell the State Department to stop issuing visas. He's likely to tell the State Department to stop issuing visas to people from those nations in particular. The executive order might make an exception for, quote, religious minorities who are persecuted in their home countries, presumably targeting Christians in the Middle East. So he's making an exception for Christian refugees. But we should not look at this as a ban on Islam. See how that works? So here's the thing, right? This is all going underneath this idea, right? This is the false idea that we don't do the proper amount of vetting, that we don't know who these people are coming in the United States. And that's factually untrue, right? And no matter how many times Donald Trump says this, that is 100% untrue. We have a very robust process of vetting refugees. The refugees, they're initially vetted by the UN Refugee Agency. So before the process even begins, they have to go through the UN. And only then strong candidates are chosen to move forward, which is really like less than 1%, according to some research, some data rather, less than 1% of the people who submit for refugee status to the UN are even passed on. And then once they are passed on, after they pass through the first level of vetting at the UN, the FBI, the National Counterterrorism Center, the intelligence community, the Department of Homeland Security, and the State Department all do their own vetting. On top of that, we go through a biometric security checks, and then they have to be assigned to a region. The International Organization for Migration books travel. So this is an entire process of layers and layers of vetting. So the idea that refugees are coming to America and we're not properly vetting them is just factually untrue. It's a lie. But it makes a great campaign promise, and it got him elected, and so he has to deliver on it. Actually, there's even more, right? So not only do they have to go through the FBI, they have to go through the Department of Homeland Security, they have to go through the State Department. They also have to go through U.S. Customs and Border Protections, and that, every layer of our government screens refugees before they come to the United States. But this isn't sufficient because Trump said it's not sufficient. It's insufficient because it doesn't really play well as a campaign promise to say, we're going to tighten up on our procedures. We're going to add another layer. Or even to say the truth, which is we have a very robust process already. What's very easy to get clicks on, what's very easy to get support on, is fear mongering. And to say that, we need to ban until we get it sorted out. I think that was his exact words. Until we figure out what's going on over there, we need to ban people from coming over there, unless you're a Christian minority. In which case, come on over to the United States and we'll let you in. The sum total of this is a ban on Islam. And I know there's a conversation of the radicalization of Islam and Islamist fundamentalists and the real problem that exists there. But we are very capable of having both those conversations, addressing the issue, but also realizing that we have a fiercely robust process of vetting refugees. And I'm surprised a lot of times by how many people actually buy into this fear. Anyway. Because we could talk about all the other aspects of it, how realistically in the United States, we have far more reasons to be afraid of white guys named Kevin than we do Ahmed.